Tuesday, May 25th, the moon is in Scorpio all day. However, we'll be going void, of course, around 6:20 p.m. We'll be locking in to Sagittarian energy at 11:40 p.m. So it's important to realize that this is the day before the eclipse. And again, when we are in Scorpio energy, it's dark, it's intense, it's heavy. And when we're transitioning into Sagittarian energy, things get lighter. We get a little bit more optimistic. We have a bigger, broader picture. We have a reconnection to self. We have a little bit more understanding. However, we're in the full moon total lunar eclipse window. I don't think we're going to be understanding anything for a long, long time. That being said, if you haven't downloaded your moon guide as of right now, you need to get on it. Here's another thing. So normally in my moon guides, we do manifesting, right? Because that's what the moon allows us to do, is to, yes, release on the full moon of, energies and cycles that didn't come into fruition. But majority, we concentrate on manifesting and planting new seeds of intention in the mood guides, in the rituals, in the mantras. We don't want to manifest in eclipse energy. We can't. It's like it's going against the universal laws. We may as well not even bother. So this particular moon guide is more focused on what it is that we need to release. This is a great releasing moon. The moon guide will walk you through on what you need to release. Of course, we're talking about Sag energy. So this is beliefs. This is truth. This is ideals. This is knowledge. And we have to do that in layers, mind, body, and soul, in order for it to all be in alignment with the universal energies. So again, you can download one moon guide for $11, or you can subscribe to the moon guide, which gives for $11, which gives you both full and new moon guides and an interactive calendar that'll keep you on track with how to tap into the energy of the day. So I definitely recommend you do one or the other, but you tap in to this eclipse energy and that you do what you can to make sure that you are cleansed, you are aligned, you are centered, and you are prepared for what the universe is about to throw at you. So we have 8 different moon aspects taking place throughout the day. A lot, actually most, all, let's say, are still the moon in Scorpio. So the moon in Scorpio will be trining Mars and Neptune. Mars co-rules Scorpio, so this is a very intense conversation. And Neptune, being in Pisces, sister water sign to the moon in Scorpio, there's a very powerful energy that's taking place here. Yes, it's hypersensitive. Yes, we're super triggered. Our intuition is very strong. We can pick up the subtle energies of the cosmos, of the universe. We want to be very mindful of who it is that we're surrounding ourselves with at this time, because we can take on other people's energies. We want to be aware. We want to be cognizant of our physical environments. Why? Because the subtle energy bleeds through our physical environments. And if you do not have a strong spiritual practice, you will not know where you end and other people begin. The moon trining Mars and Neptune opens up a beautiful blending of energies where we come to some kind of realization about the home, about the family dynamic, about we have to accept the fact that we have been living according to other people's views, other people's opinions, other people's plans. When we recognize how connected and attached we are to outside influence, outside validation, and we take that power back, suddenly we just leveled up in a whole lot of ways. That Neptune and Piscean energy wants us to listen to our higher self, our soul self, the cosmic intelligence coming in from the cosmos. Never mind what, Sue or Joe or Kathy or Brenda thinks about your relationship, or thinks about the changes that you have to make to your home, or what they think you should do about your job. Screw them. Seriously, all due respect, screw them. They're not living your life. They're not living with the energy, with the purpose, with the calling, with the soul contracts that you are. That is yours to bear. They will never understand what goes on inside of you. And that is why we have to cut the cord with the external world, in a sense, in order to move inward and strengthen our inner voice and strengthen our inner truth. Stop looking outside of yourself for other people's opinions. They don't matter. They don't have the perspective that they need to have in order to offer you any kind of advice. Only you have that. The connection that you have to yourself, the connection that you have to your earth, connection that you have to the cosmos cannot be understood by another individual. Stop giving people power to influence your realm. It has got to stop. And this moon trining Mars and Neptune, yes, it's going to be very revealing and very hypersensitive, highly triggered, but we need that in order to recognize that we have to make a change here. We have to listen to our inner voice, our heart space. Doesn't matter what Karen sitting across the hall from you thinks that you need to do with your life. She doesn't matter. Okay. So at the same time, the moon is going to be sextiling Pluto. And again, Pluto rules over Scorpio. And this is about power. This is about putting a death to other people's influence and opinions and views and perspectives. This is about recognizing where the emotional transformation is taking place within you. Recognizing that your solitude, your individualism, your higher self rules all. Take your power back. So even though there is this, very intense focus on our emotions, on our transformation, on some unconscious details being illuminated, coming into the conscious awareness that is going to change the plan and flip the script for us. Mercury makes an aspect with Chiron. And this is going to be hella confusing because Mercury, not on his, he's in his place of power. It's like, when your birthday comes and then suddenly you get sick and you can't even celebrate and you're like trying to be happy and like, yay, happy birthday to me and presents and love. And, everybody's wishing you a happy birthday. Hope you have a great day, blah, blah, blah. You can't move because you're just sick. That is the feeling that Mercury has right now because the drugs coming in from the cosmic realm to shut him down so that our intuitions can lead, the drugs are kicking in very, very strongly at this point. He's to the point, he's still behind the driver's seat. He's still behind the wheel, but he's recognizing like, holy shit, I'm going to have to pull over and like actually accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to drive this rig home. Right. And Mercury, being very, wanting to stay conscious, wanting to process things, wanting to have these conversations, but not very good at it, struggling just to stay conscious at this point, is making an aspect with Chiron that is just going to overload the confusion that we're feeling about everything. Now, does this mean that everything is up in the air? Well, most of it is. We're in eclipse season. That's, I want to remind you, we're a snow globe and the universe is shaking us right now very vigorously. And there is a whole lot of confusion. Everything is in an uproar. Everything is a wild card. We don't know what to expect. And quite frankly, it's very disorienting. But especially where we've had a lot of wounds be exposed. Again, Chiron, the wounded healer planetoid, wanting to show us very clearly where we thought we healed some stuff, where we thought those wounds were scarred over. He's picking the scabs again, right? And he's putting salt in the wounds that still need another go at healing that particular perspective. And because Mercury is, about the mental plane, this is a raw, vulnerable, confusing state of healing in our mental plane. So we don't expect this to be like physical wounds or, physical stuff, but we're all up in our brains right now. We're all up in, seeing past memories kind of overlap the present moment and bleed into our future vision. And it's all very disorienting. And the sun goes ahead and makes an aspect with Mars and with Neptune, just adding to the confusion and the hypersensitive nature of the topics and themes coming up in the home, in the family dynamics, where new boundaries need to be created and implemented in order to protect our emotional state. Now, the Neptune energy is kind of saying, yeah, we're hypersensitive here. Yeah, we're super triggered. Yeah, we have the want, need, and desire to fight and defend our choices and our decisions, because that's that very, very much that aggressive Mars energy, being super sensitive and highly triggered in Cancer. But the Neptune energy wants to show us where a new truth is emerging, a new purpose is emerging, a new path is emerging. This is intuition. This is cosmic downloads. And we might not get many of them because this literally is the day before eclipse season. Well, not even eclipse season. This is the day before the eclipse, the first hurrah eclipse of the season. And so in between all this, Venus makes an aspect with Pluto. And again, Venus in Gemini, confused as hell, hella confused about what to do about our personal relationships, about what to do about opening our mind to new perspectives and new ways of living and new ways of detaching. And Pluto just wants it to end, just wants you to put a death to it. Just cut it off. Just take your power back. Step into your power, step into your control. Recognize that, things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. And just recognize that there's a huge karmic chapter that needs to be closed. And, by all means, please choose to roll instead of being dragged.